Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into talking about your family in German. We'll pick up some key vocabulary and grammar to help you describe your family members and ask about others' families. Let's kick things off with a simple dialogue, then we'll break down the important grammar points, especially the verb haben to have and possessive adjectives. Get ready to pick up some handy phrases for introducing your family. Hello everyone, and welcome back. It's great to see you all. Let's quickly recap. Is blue. Is red. Is green. Is yellow and is black. We also learned
Mögen,
meaning to like, which is sport, and
lesen,
meaning to read. Today, we'll be building on this vocabulary to talk about our favorite things.
Mein Lieblingsfarbe ist blau. Mein Lieblingsfarbe ist blau.
Ich mag rot. Ich mag rot.
Ich habe einen Bruder. Ich habe einen Bruder.
Und wie heißt er? Und wie heißt er?
Let's break down what Emily and James just discussed. Emily used the verb,
Haben.
which means to have. It's super common in German. Notice she said,
Ich habe einen Bruder.
meaning I've got a brother. Remember, haben doesn't always translate directly to have in English. It can also describe traits, like hair color. Here's a pronunciation tip. That CH sound in
Haben.
can be tricky for English speakers. Try making a gentle throat-clearing sound.
Ich habe eine Schwester. Ich habe eine Schwester.
Wie alt ist sie? Wie alt ist sie?
Sie ist 10 Jahre alt. Sie ist 10 Jahre alt.
Now let's take a look at possessive adjectives. James said,
Sie ist 10 Jahre alt.
she's 10 years old. Notice how Sai relates to her age. The word,
Nein.
which means my changes based on the gender and number of the noun it describes. It's crucial to keep this in mind. Pay close attention, as this is one of the most common pitfalls for English speakers learning German. A visual aid can really help with this concept.
Hast du einen Vater? Hast du einen Vater?
Ja, mein Vater ist Lehrer. Ja, mein Vater ist Lehrer.
Wie heißt dein Vater? Wie heißt dein Vater?
Mein Vater heißt Klaus. Mein Vater heißt Klaus.
Emily nicely used,
Wie heißt dein Vater?
which is the usual way to ask what's your dad's name? In German, the phrase,
Dein Vater.
your dad shows the possessive adjective,
Dein?
which we use for your informally. Remember, German has different forms of your depending on familiarity. It's important to pick the right one to sound friendly and not too formal. Let's practice saying it together.
Hast du eine Familie? Hast du eine Familie?
Ja, meine Familie ist groß. Ja, meine Familie ist groß.
Today, we're expanding our vocabulary to include words describing family size. We'll learn
Dein.
small,
Was?
large, and how to use them to describe how many family members you have. Remember, adjectives must agree with the noun they describe, both in gender and number. Pay close attention to the endings as we practice.
Meine Familie ist klein. Meine Familie ist klein.
Excellent. Notice that
Ah,
remains,
ah,
because
Familie.
is feminine. If you were describing a small brother, you'd say
Mein Bruder ist klein.
because
Bruder.
is masculine and the adjective takes a slightly different form. This is important. Now let's try another.
Meine Familie ist groß. Meine Familie ist groß.
Perfect
Because
is a good example of an adjective that doesn't change its form regardless of the gender or number of the noun. However, we can make sentences more detailed. For example, you could say,
ich habe eine große Familie mit 5 Kindern.
I have a large family with 5 children. Let's practice combining these elements.
Ich habe 3 Schwestern. Ich habe 3 Schwestern.
Say your gut. Remember that when using numbers with nouns, you sometimes need to adjust the form of the noun slightly depending on the number. This is a more advanced topic, but be aware of it. Now, Ben, can you tell me about your family?
Ich habe 2 Brüder und eine Mutter. Ich habe 2 Brüder und eine Mutter.
Today we're going to extend our family vocabulary. We'll learn words for grandparents,
Großvater.
grandfather, and
Großmutter.
grandmother. Notice the sharp S character. It's a German letter representing a double S sound. Also, remember that noun genders are important when using possessive adjectives. We'll practice forming sentences like I have a grandfather.
Ich habe einen Großvater. Ich habe einen Großvater.
Excellent. Now let's break that down.
Großvater.
The sharp S sound is tricky for English speakers. Try to make it a clear, crisp S sound. Remember the noun Großvater is masculine, so any possessive adjective used with it, like my, will also be masculine.
Mein Großvater.
It's essential to get the gender agreement right.
Meine Großmutter ist sehr nett. Meine Großmutter ist sehr nett.
Very good, Ben. Notice how the adjective
Nett.
nice comes before the noun. In German, adjectives often precede the nouns they describe. Also, because Großmutter is feminine, everything relating to her needs to agree. You handled it perfectly. Let's move on to asking about family members' professions.
Was ist dein Großvater? Was ist dein Großvater?
Excellent question, Anna. You correctly used.
It.
To ask what is now, let's equip Ben with some professions to answer. Useful professions to know include
Der
teacher,
Arzt.
doctor,
Ingenieur.
engineer. Remember that professions are often masculine nouns. So Ben's answer might be something like Mein Großvater ist Arzt.
Mein Großvater ist Ingenieur. Mein Großvater ist Ingenieur.
Today, we'll learn how to introduce your cousins in German. We'll use the word,
Cousin.
which changes based on gender.
Cousin.
For male,
Cousine.
for female. Remember to use possessive adjectives like
Klein.
or
Dein.
to show the relationship. It's a great way to expand your family vocabulary and descriptions.
Ich habe einen Cousin. Heißt Thomas. Ich habe einen Cousin. Heißt Thomas.
Excellent. Notice that after cousin, we use he because it's the nominative case and refers to the subject of the sentence. Also, the spelling is important.
Cousin.
vs.
Cousin.
Incorrect gender will change the meaning of the sentence entirely. Pay careful attention to the noun gender.
Ich habe eine Cousine. Sie ist sehr lustig. Ich habe eine Cousine. Sie ist sehr lustig.
Now, let's expand our family vocabulary to include pets. Just like we talk about family members using haben, we can also use it to describe having a pet. We'll introduce the words for dog and cat
Katze.
and practice saying I have a dog, cat. Remember to use the correct case when describing a pet's characteristics later on.
Ich habe einen Hund. Ich habe einen Hund.
Excellent. Note that
Hä?
is masculine. We use the accusative case after haben when it's the direct object. So, while der Hund nominative is correct in general, einen Hund accusative is needed here because you have a dog. This is a subtle but crucial point for accurate German grammar.
Ich habe eine Katze. Ich habe eine Katze.
Perfect, Ben,
Katze.
is feminine. Notice how we change der masculine definite article to ein feminine indefinite article to match the noun. This demonstrates the agreement rules we've been practicing. Let's try combining this. Ich habe einen Hund und ein Katze.
Hat dein Bruder einen Hund oder eine Katze? Hat dein Bruder einen Hund oder eine Katze?
Today, we'll expand our family vocabulary to include step relatives. This is important as family structures can be complex. We'll learn words like stiefvater, stepfather, and stiefmutter, stepmother. It's crucial to remember noun genders remain consistent, impacting the possessive adjectives used.
Ich habe einen Stiefvater. Er ist sehr freundlich. Ich habe einen Stiefvater. Der ist sehr freundlich.
Let's focus on the pronunciation of
Stiefvater.
the IE combination creates a long E sound, similar to C. Also, pay attention to the V, which is pronounced like an F. Practice saying it slowly, emphasizing each syllable. Good luck.
Meine Stiefmutter wohnt in Berlin. Meine Stiefmutter wohnt in Berlin.
Notice how we use won't, the third-person singular form of to live, because it describes your stepmother. It's crucial to conjugate verbs correctly to match the subject. This reinforces the subject-verb agreement rule we've been covering. Remember, Sai won't, she lives.
Hat dein Vater auch eine Stiefmutter? Hat dein Vater auch eine Stiefmutter?
Nein, er hat nur eine Schwester und einen Bruder. Nein, er hat nur eine Schwester und einen Bruder.
Very good, Ben. You correctly used
Hä?
she and included a description using the adjective.
Lustig.
Funny. Remember, adjectives must agree in case, gender, and number with the noun they describe. Here
Lustig.
is describing.
Meine Cousine.
Feminine, nominative, singular, so it remains.
Lustig.
Pay close attention to adjective endings. Awesome. So today we've mastered how to introduce family members using Haben and possessive adjectives. Remember that
Dein.
and others change based on the noun's gender and number. For homework, try introducing your own family to a friend, either in writing or speaking. Use at least 5 phrases we covered today. Until next time, veel erfolg. Good luck. To recap, ik heb means I've got. Possessive adjectives like
Dein.
and
Dein.
need to match the noun. Practice identifying noun genders, that's key. Don't hesitate to make mistakes, that's part of how you learn. We covered a lot today, and I hope you feel more confident talking about your family in German. Let's do a quick pronunciation practice. Repeat after me. Lama sound.
Schwester.
The sh sounds like sh.
Familie.
The IE is like E in C. Remember, vowel length matters. Record yourself saying these words and compare your pronunciation with a native speaker. A frequent mistake is trying to translate to have directly from English. Instead, focus on using for expressing possession or characteristics. Shipping the agreement of possessive adjectives is another common error. Make sure that etc. match the gender and number of the noun. Don't worry, with practice, these issues will come less often. Okay, everyone, that brings us to the end of today's lesson. We covered a lot of ground, greetings, asking about family, and describing relatives. Remember to practice those new phrases. Let's do a quick quiz to check your understanding. First question. Right, question 1. What was the main topic of the dialogue we listened to? Was it
sich vorstellen,
introducing yourself, talking about your hobbies, talking about your family, or asking for directions? The correct answer is talking about your family. The entire conversation revolved around sharing details about their loved ones. All right, moving on to question 2. James asked Emily about her brother. Did he ask about his age, his name, his profession, or his hobbies? It's his name. James simply wanted to know
wie heißt dein Bruder?
what her brother's name was. Last question. How did Ben describe his family? Did he say it was small, large, non-existent, or mixed? The answer is large. Ben emphasized that he has
Große Familie.
a large family, with many members.
Versuche jetzt die Namen deiner eigenen Familienmitglieder zu sagen. Übung macht den Meister. Versuche jetzt die Namen deiner eigenen Familienmitglieder zu sagen. Übung macht den Meister.